The leper's approach to Jesus in Mark's Gospel is more than a historical healing. It is the portrait of a soul aware of its contagion. His words, "If you wish, you can make me clean," form the perfect prayer from a place of spiritual isolation. This man, exiled by his disease, depicts our own hidden uncleanness, the permanent imperfections, broken habits, and sins that keep us apart from authentic community with God and other individuals. Like him, we often find ourselves in self-imposed exile and are restricted by beliefs that we are undeserving. However, his appeal highlights the two cornerstones of transformational faith: a humble submission to Christ's sovereign will, "If you wish," and a clear acknowledgement of his power, "You can." Jesus' response broke every expectation. He does not pronounce a distant cure. Mark records the unthinkable. Filled with compassion, Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. Before the healing word, there is the healing touch. To provide purity, Christ willingly accepts the leper's uncleanness at that very moment. This is the gospel through a single act. God touches our impurity, takes on its stain, and grants us his completeness in Christ. When this gospel is read, God speaks with us. His affirmation, "I am willing," is the unchanging response to all reluctant requests for purification. It makes clear a basic fact about God's nature: He has a restorative will. My dear sisters and brothers, this passage carefully asks us to do these things for our present life. First, honest confession, to approach Jesus and openly acknowledge our individual uncleanness. Second, confident hope, to have a strong faith in God's might and compassion, trusting that He can and desires to purify. Third, restored mission. Despite Jesus' command to keep quiet, the healed leper has no way to hide the news. Our cleansing naturally compels us into a testimony. Our restored life becomes the platform from which we spread the news of the one who was willing to touch us. The prayer of the spiritual leper is therefore our own. It begins in desperate isolation, but ends through Christ's willing touch in cleansing, commission, and irresistible proclamation. My dear sisters and brothers in Christ, we not only listen to the word of Jesus, "I am willing," but we are invited to unite our life, ourselves with Jesus through the Eucharistic celebrations. So let us now prepare ourselves not only to listen to the words of Jesus, but also to receive His body and blood, which will purify our life and save us from sins and death.